This is Dan Seifert with MobileBurn.com, and this is a look at the BlackBerry Playbook OS 2.0 software update. After a very long wait, RIM has finally released version 2.0 of its BlackBerry Playbook OS software for the BlackBerry Playbook tablet. With this update, RIM has brought a number of new features, including a new home screen organization, new PIM apps for messages, contacts, and calendar built right onto the Playbook itself, and also compatibility with Android applications in the BlackBerry app world, as well as some few other tweaks. The first thing that you notice when you first turn on the BlackBerry Playbook with OS 2.0 installed is the new home screen organization. Gone are the tabs down at the bottom for various categories, and instead RIM has by default put the new Messages, Contacts, and Calendar application right up front along with the original browser and App World app. If we hit the arrow to view the tray of applications, we can see that we just now have a scrolling tray of apps. This is similar to what we had before, but we had categories that we could tap and jump to various categories quickly and easily via, say, media or games or other types of categorized apps. The pages do scroll horizontally still, so you can have multiple pages of apps if you like. And the other new feature that you have is the ability to create folders. Folders are very similar to the way they work in iOS or Android 4.0 Ice Cream Sandwich. The way you create one is just by dragging one app on top of another. So if we tap and hold until we get to the app editing screen where we have the ability to delete apps, we can then drag one app on top of another and instantly create a folder. You can then name that folder just as you would in iOS or Android. And then your folder is then created. There doesn't seem to be a limit to how many apps can fit in a folder, or at least I haven't found one with the number of apps that I have. The big new feature that we've been waiting for RIM to add to the Playbook and came with Playbook 2.0 is the new Messages application that offers native email support right on the Playbook itself. RIM also integrated features with Facebook and Twitter as well as LinkedIn, so you can manage your messages all from one central location. As you can see, it supports multiple accounts at once, so right now we've got an AIM account as well as a Gmail account set up at the same time. Your email account is pretty much, or your email app is pretty much what you would expect from an email app these days. You've got your left pane here to browse your messages, and then your right pane here to view the actual message itself. You have the ability to attach files from the Playbook, so if you create a new message, let's go to you have the ability to attach files or music or pictures or video as well. Also new with the Playbook 2.0 software is the new keyboard, which features autocorrect and suggestions. As you can see here above the keyboard itself, I've got various suggestions, and as I type it will autocorrect my errors, as we would expect from any sort of autocorrecting keyboard today. Going back to the messages themselves, down here you can create new messages to send to Facebook contacts or Twitter contacts directly, or you can create a new email message down there. Now when you get a new email comes in, you do get a notification up here in the upper right corner. As you can see, I've got a couple notifications there, and then you can tap to that to open your emails directly. If you happen to have a BlackBerry smartphone connected via Bridge to the Playbook itself, you do have this trouble with double notifications whenever an email comes in, which can get quite annoying after a while. Second, the other new PIM application is the Contacts application, which features integration with your social networks as well, so you can get a look at your Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn contacts, as well as all your standard email contacts. Pretty standard and straightforward for a contact application. You have your details, of course. You can view their latest social networking posts. You can view any sort of news articles for the contact's company. You can view any appointments that you might have with a person and any connections that you might have, as well as where this person might have shared locations with you. You can link contacts together, so you can see we've got a couple different contact profiles linked together there automatically. And of course you can compose a new email directly from the application, or the contact application itself. The third PIM app that's been added is a native calendar application. Again, this integrates with your Gmail or email contacts or accounts, and then you get your calendar integrated as well. The numbers with the bigger size to them have actual appointments on those days, so you can see which days are busier than others. You can also see who might be having a meeting with you, and you can take a look at your day's agenda right there. You can view a week mode, a day mode, which breaks out like so, or back to the full month mode. And of course you have the ability to create a new meeting as well and choose which account you want it to save to. RIM has also updated the browser slightly with Playbook 2.0. It's improved some rendering and made it a little bit faster, but overall it looks pretty much the same as it did before. It's still a very fast browser, one of the fastest ones that we've encountered, especially for the hardware that is in the Playbook itself. Once the page is loaded, it's very smooth for panning and scrolling. Pinch to zoom works very well, and you also have the option to double tap to zoom as well. As before, it supports embedded Flash features, so it does have full Adobe Flash Player support, and you can run multiple tabs at the same time. The new feature that we found in the browser itself is a new article reading mode, very similar to the reader mode that we see on iOS. Once your web page has fully loaded, you can tap the little icon on the left here, and that brings out an easier to read mode that strips away a lot of the ads and other stuff on the page itself. As you can see, it doesn't really like our formatted review here. Runs into some issues with the blocking of the text. But if we rotate into portrait mode, you get a better look at how the browser looks in this mode. The BlackBerry Playbook has always featured tight integration with RIM's BlackBerry smartphones, but RIM has updated the feature with version 2.0 for the bridge function to allow the smartphone to act as a remote. So here we can see use as remote control on the smartphone itself, and there on the BlackBerry tablet we now see we can control a mouse pointer on the screen. You can scroll using 2 fingers, like so, but there's no way to pinch to zoom, unfortunately, as the tablet constantly thinks that you're scrolling whenever you do a pinching motion. You can use the various swiping gestures with the Playbook on the phone screen itself, but they can be difficult to activate when using the small screen on the phone. In addition to the mouse pointer, you also have control of the keyboard, so you can input text on the Playbook itself with the keyboard of the smartphone. This doesn't seem to be too practical of a solution for somebody who has their smartphone right next to their Playbook, but if you do have the Playbook hooked up into an HD TV, it could be a viable presentation scheme. BlackBerry Playbook 2.0 also brings a brand new app world with a redesigned user interface and features for different applications. And more importantly, it also includes support for Android applications that can be accessed through the BlackBerry App World. The App World has large tiles for featured apps, as you can see here. And you also have your categories at the top to bounce to different applications. Unfortunately, the Android applications are not identified within the App World itself. So in order to find an app that you're looking for, you really have to search for it by name. There's no way to really tell which applications are from Android or which are native BlackBerry applications. One application that I was able to find in the App World is the Dolphin Browser HD, ported over from Android. This version that's available for the Playbook is an older version, 6.3, whereas in the Android market we have 7.2 already. And it is a little bit slower than the standard native browser on the Playbook, so it doesn't really offer too much. The other features that are really important to Dolphin users are the add-on features, which you can't access in the Playbook App World yet. Here you can see that when we're using an Android application, you've got a dedicated back button here, though you can hide that bar as well. Swiping down from the top will bring up your standard bar, and then after that your Android menu functions. So you got the familiar functions that we've seen in Dolphin on the Android system. It'd be really great if we had more applications to choose from, or at least had a way of browsing just the Android applications that have been already added to the BlackBerry app world. So there's our quick look at the BlackBerry Playbook OS 2.0 update for the BlackBerry Playbook tablet by RIM. This does add a number of key features that we were expecting RIM to introduce with the Playbook when it came out last year, such as dedicated email and messaging application, contact application, and calendar application. Performance is still fast and snappy as it was last year. We didn't really see too much of a difference there, even though some apps can take a while to load or longer than we would expect. The multitasking is still great. As you can see here, we can switch between apps with ease. But it really feels like this is something that RIM should have done a long time ago. And the Playbook is going to still be playing catch up for a long time after this, even though it does have the key features that we've been waiting for. The email application is very good, however it doesn't really do anything different than what we've seen before. The contacts application and the calendar applications are pretty much standard calendar and contact applications as well. We would really like to have seen hooks with other applications into the social messaging and messaging app. It's still no easy way to send a web page from the browser in a message to an email. You have to copy and paste everything, which is very difficult and not very well integrated. Again, the application situation is still lacking on the Playbook. Even though Android applications are now available in the BlackBerry app world, they're few and far between, and it's really hard to tell which ones are available and which ones aren't without doing just direct searches. So there you have it. That's a look at the BlackBerry Playbook 2.0 update for the Playbook tablet. If you happen to have a Playbook tablet, we'd strongly recommend upgrading. It is definitely worth it every way. But if you don't have one just yet, I can't really say that this is something that would compel you to buy one. All the features that have been added have been available on other tablet platforms for quite some time, and the other tablet platforms also have the advantage of more applications available. This is Dan Seifert with MobileBurn.com. If you want to look at more information about the BlackBerry Playbook tablet and its updates, check us out at MobileBurn.com. Thanks for watching.